Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, Future of Real Estate Investing. I have my colleague Matthew on the webinar as well. So this is just an overview of our audience segment. It doesn't mean that if you're in the call today and you don't fall into any of these categories, so to speak, that this is not for you. We just want to help to set the scene, because as we go along the presentation, our presentation will be majorly focused on these segments. In terms of the presentation overview, we'll start with a high-level introduction of consensus and real estate, why blockchain for real estate. And we think it would be best if we just walk you through the value proposition across the value chain of why blockchain is actually useful with concise certain use cases. Well, most importantly, towards the end, Matthew would talk more about the project which he mentioned with Matter Capital, so that you can have like a real life example of projects that we're working on and things that are happening within the sector. So why are we doing this webinar today, and why is this important? We think this is a timely topic, right? So over the past 10 years, as blockchain was introduced through Bitcoin, a lot of evolution and has happened in the industry since then. But what we're particularly seeing over the last year or so is that, large financial institutions, the likes of JP Morgan, the likes of the World Bank, are actually beginning to take seriously the notion of tokenization and the notion of digitizing assets. So whether this be real estate assets or debts or bonds or whatever else, these things are happening now. And on the other hand, you also have startups or medium-sized companies, small to medium-sized companies that are taking an interest in this and looking at how they can leverage this technology to begin to bring innovation into the ecosystem. And so lots is happening in the real estate sector. And think about blockchain, like I said, when I mentioned that blockchain primarily is really transformational in terms of technologies, the fact that blockchain really fundamentally helps to connect an ecosystem. Today, when you're talking about businesses are all talking about ecosystem, how they can collaborate more and how they can participate more. Well, blockchain is a technology to make that happen. And when you look at the real estate value chain in particular, right from land titles through to construction, through to real estate financing, investment, property management, you can almost begin to think and vision, ideal, kind of like, the ideal vision would be to have like a real estate blockchain enabled network, which will allow these ecosystem and participants to begin to collaborate efficiently, have clear understanding of where the processes are at every point in time of a project, and just really help to make the sector much more efficient. So land titles and urban planning. In the UK, the Land Registry has been looking at blockchain. And the reason why they've been doing this is for the past 2 to 3 years, they've been looking at, they've been doing a major digital transformation program, and they've been digitizing their data records to make it much more easier to engage prop tech companies, as an example, or even real estate providers with data that they need to carry out much more efficiently their services to the wider market. And some of the challenges that other governments in developing countries, as an example, have uncovered is the fact that maintaining digital records is a nightmare. Some of them just don't have them. And when you actually have them, people begin to tamper with them. There's loss, there's fraud, there's just all sorts going on. And ultimately what happens is that you have a lot of land that is being wasted because you have disputes. And really the promise of blockchain is how can you apply blockchain, or the promise of any kind of technology, or the vision is like, how can you really help to unlock the land to make it, to bring about economic and social development within these communities. And so when you talk about a blockchain-based land registry, going back to the project that I cited last year that was conducted in the UK, one of the key things, efficiencies that we realized through that project, was by actually digitizing the land titles, as an example, and making that whole process available, putting the entire conveyancing process on the blockchain, you could significantly reduce the end-to-end transaction process in the buy to sell from 28 days as an estimate, right, in a very efficient system, which right now, to as little as 10 minutes. So that's one of the main attractions, that you can actually begin to have digital land titles that could make the conveyancing process much more efficient. And the other thing is, like we mentioned, the fact that you can have a trusted record that is not subject to any one party's manipulation is a major attraction.